You know, Jesus, he was born miraculously, without any male intervention. Do you accept that? He said, yes. Was your Muhammad born like that? He says, no. He was born like you and me. He said, yes. That's all. Jesus is a degree above Muhammad. He said, no, Jesus is the Christ, Masih, Messiah. Right? He said, yes. Your prophet, was he Masih, Messiah, Christ? We said, no, he was Rasulullah. But he said, Isa is Rasul and Masih in your Quran. Your prophet is only a Rasul in the Quran. Right? You said, right. Jesus is another degree above Muhammad. No, you are not equipped for that. This is not your job. You didn't do the job. For 1,000 years you didn't do the job. It's the easiest thing in the world to deal with this, wallah.
This is a though-provoking lecture by Sheikh Ahmed Deedat for the Muslim that given on June 3, 1992, at Sharjah, United Arab Emirates, which entitled Challenge of the Missionaries. It points towards the onslaught of Christian missionaries who are now reaching the Muslims' doorstep in order to convert them into Christianity as well as to distribute free Christian literature.
In the competition, Muslims are trying to Islamize Christians and non-Muslims, and Christians are also doing the same thing. Who is winning in their attempt?
The question is, if I understood it, that the Christians are trying to convert the Muslims, and the Muslims are also making effort to convert the Christians. Between the two, he wants to know who's winning. Is that the question? Well, it looks like the Christians are winning, because we are not equipped. See, the Christian wants to come and have a dialogue with you. He wants to talk to you. They have developed new techniques. We are not in the field. Even the learned man. Here is some method I show you, what they're doing now. They come to you, they say, Ya Shaykh, you believe in Jesus? He said, of course. No Muslim is a Muslim if he doesn't believe in Jesus. It's a fact. You can't be a Muslim, you believe in all the prophets, right? All the prophets. He said, you know, Jesus Christ was one of the mightiest messengers of God. What do you say? He says, yes, we accept that. You know, Jesus, he was born miraculously, without any male intervention. Do you accept that? He said, yes. Was your Muhammad born like that? He says, no. He was born like you and me. He said, yes. That's all. Jesus is a degree above Muhammad. That's all. He didn't say that, but he proved it to you. He said, no, Jesus is the Christ, Masih, Messiah. Right? He said, yes. Your prophet, was he Masih, Messiah, Christ? We said, no, he was Rasulullah. But he said, Isa is Rasul and Masih in your Quran. Masihan ila bani Israel, Rasulan ila bani Israel, Masihu Isa ibn Maryam. That's what the Quran says. He's Masih and Rasul, right? You said right. Your prophet is only a Rasul in the Quran, right? You said right. Jesus is another degree above Muhammad. You know, Jesus, he gave life to the dead. He said, yes, Biiznillah. He said, did Muhammad give life to the dead? Biiznillah? He said, not that I know. Another degree for Jesus. Where is Jesus? You say, in heaven. He's coming back. You said, yes. He's alive. You said, yes. He said, don't you, where is your Prophet Muhammad? You say, he's buried in Medina. Perhaps his bones have rotted in the grave. He said, no, we believe he's Hayatun Nabi. He said, that's metaphysically, metaphorically. But maybe physically his bones have rotted in the grave. You said, maybe. Another degree for Jesus. He said, don't you think God had a purpose in doing all that? He does things for nothing. Just like that. Without a purpose. You know, around the corner, a few days' time, you're going to make Eid al-Adha. Kurbani, sheep, goat or a cow, right? That's right. When you look for an animal, you look for an animal without blemish, no fault. Horn not broken, ear not cut, not blind, not limping, right? It's right. So if God Almighty wants to make a sacrifice for His creation, is He going to look for second best? He says no. When you look for the best for your Kurbani, Allah, when He wants to make Kurbani, you're going to look for second best? No. So He proved it to you who is second best. Talk. No, you are not equipped for that. This is not your job. You didn't do the job. For 1,000 years you didn't do the job. It's the easiest thing in the world to deal with this, wallah. This little booklet here does the job. I've got a new title here called Desert Storm. Originally, if you have it, it might be Christ in Islam. It answers all what I told you now. Easy, wallah, it's so easy. You can turn the tables on him just like that. But you didn't do the job. You don't want to do exercise. You want to take a pill and become a Superman. Pehelwan banne chahte hai just by taking a pill. It doesn't work that way. You have to do exercise. Am I right? Dangal karna hai. You have to exercise and sweat and sweat and sweat. You don't have to sweat that much with this. You have the facts with you. Go to town, man. Go to town. And the books are available here in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi. If you can't get it, write to me in South Africa. You can get this book. This is Desert Storm. How does this come about? Desert Storm. This is a new title. Here, the Christians are getting through to us. Your question, who's winning? I say here, this is how they get through to you. You see this book here? It's written there, Desert Storm. The title of this book is Desert Storm. You have here the stamp of the American Army, Navy, Air Force, Army, Navy, Air Force, uniform of the American soldier, and they want to give it to you, free. Won't you like to have it? Free, free. You like to know how America got 500,000 men in the desert without getting hurt? That Saddam didn't throw even one bomb at the guys. 6 months the guys kept on coming and coming. They built up 500,000 men and not one loss of, not accident, by accident they lost a few. But nobody ever killed a single American soldier or the Allied coalition soldier, not one. Then you like to know the Saddam's Scud missiles and how the American counteracted with the anti-Patriot missiles. You like to know? No? Yes, free, free. Desert Storm. And how they got Saddam out of Kuwait. Won't you like to know? Yeah, take it. What do you say? Thank you, thank you. Shukran. Thank you very much. You take it home. You open the book. What is it? The Holy Bible. They caught you. Look, they're working. They're working. By any deception, they want to catch you fish. And they're catching fish. Don't be a fool. Say, no, it can't happen to us. I say, it's happening and it will happen. You have to be educated. You have to know how to deal with this. Here, no greater love. Look at this. No greater love. Won't you like to read it? Even an old fellow like me. Look, man, I passed that age now, but it's like a curiosity, man. I like to know something about love and romance. Won't you like to? Huh? The chairman says I'm joking. I'm not joking, I'm serious. You take it home? Thank you. No greater love. You open the book, what is it? Holy Bible. Look, the guy is working. The guy is working. I want to know what you're doing. I'm talking about 1,000,000 Qurans that you can't help me. Look, so he said, look, you want to know who's winning? I said, look, that guy's winning. He's talking about 10 million Bibles will be given out now in South Africa. I'm talking about 1,000,000 Zulu Qurans, $2 each. No, that you can't do. And you want to know who's winning? Yeah, another one. From Hong Kong. You go to the hotel, it says here, good news for visitors. In the hotel rooms, you get this good news for visitors. Won't you like to read, about the geisha girls, massage parlors? Don't you like to know? Huh? Now, man, how holy you are. You make salat in time, I know, but you have this in your bedroom, in the hotel. Won't you like to see what they're offering to you? Good news for visitors. 4-color job. You open inside the Holy Bible in Chinese and English. Here. Islam Unveiled. Islam Unveiled. Written by the true desert storm. This is the true desert storm. Muhammad is the cause of all the trouble. And who is Muhammad? What they tell you here, it makes your blood boil. So what you do? Go and shoot them, kill them? You need an answer. And the answer is these little pellets here. There are 19 other books here. These are books in comparative religion. Arm yourself with that knowledge, and each and every Muslim should be able to give battle, man, to this Zahiruddin Mirza and the likes of him. And all these guys in the Gulf News and the likes of them. You should be in a position to talk. You. Every Muslim. Is the bounden duty of every Muslim to arm himself with knowledge that you can give battle. If you don't, then what you deserve, you're getting what you deserve.
Mr. Chairman, with your kind permission, I want to put a question.
Please.
Recently, I heard a speaker from Tanzania, fortunately he is present here, saying that in Tanzania he is not allowed, he is not free to preach Islam. As soon as he reaches there, he is put behind the bars. In your opinion, is it something good for the Muslim nations to stop preaching of Christianity or other religions? Would you recommend that in Islamic countries at least, where people have the authority to put a ban on preaching other than Islam, they can come and work and take their bread if they want, but no preaching is allowed? Would you recommend that?
I know generally we have an idea about Pakistan. The Christians are boasting that they have perverted more Pakistanis into Christianity since independence than in the previous 100 years of British rule. They are boasting that there are so many cities in Pakistan with more than 1 lakh Christians each. Karachi, more than 1 lakh Christians. Lakh means 100,000. More than 1 lakh Christians. Multan, more than 1 lakh Christians. Lahore, more than 1 lakh Christians. Sialkot, with the border with the enemy, more than 2 lakh Christians. And they are saying that there are so many towns and villages in the Punjab, there are more Christians than Muslims. I went and spoke to Junejo. I don't know what he was then, a few years back. To Junejo in Pakistan. I was giving him these facts and figures in his office. So he called his aides and he's telling them, Pakistan to Islam ka kila hai. Usko, this is getting cracked. The Pakistan is a fortress of Islam and it is getting cracked. And you people are not informing me what's going on. I spoke to Ziaul Haq. Same response. The poor fellow doesn't know what's going on in the country. He didn't know. Now, I personally, I said, now this missionaries coming from the outside, what's happening in Nigeria. They get these missionaries, the hot gospel preachers, to come and provoke the Muslims, and the Muslims, because they don't know how to answer, they get frustrated and they take action into their own hands. Riots taking place. Pakistan is more peaceful as far as that is concerned. Now, to me, I said, every Muslim, he must become a propagator. We must welcome the people to come into your country and give battle to them. But you are not armed, you don't know what to talk. You don't know how to talk. I said, look, learn from me. Look, I'm not a professor, but there's something I can give you. I can give you a survival kit. You know, there's an atom war. You need some survival kit where you can get into some shelter somewhere and you might exist there for a month, 2 months, you can exist, you can be alive. Survival kit. And I discovered this kit in Sudan. Amazing. You know, wherever I go, I learn something. Something comes my way. In the Sudan. You see, about 10 years ago, I got stranded in Khartoum. I was going from Doha, Qatar to back home. So I'm asking the people, what is the shortest line to South Africa? So they tell me from Doha to Khartoum, Khartoum to Nairobi, Nairobi to Johannesburg and Durban. I said, right. Are they connecting flights? He said, yes. So I took the flight from Doha, Qatar. Land in Khartoum, no connecting flight. And the Sudanese gave me such wonderful welcome that I cried to Allah, Ya Bari Ta'ala, for this I want Jannah. Look, I don't say for Salah, Zakat, Hajj, Som, but for that, what I went through, the things where they put me in that airport building, what they did to me, I'm crying to Allah. I said, for this I want Jannah. Not for anything else, for this. I know that's matter between me and Allah. You're going to ask me, have you a right to talk like that? I said, don't worry about it. That's between me and Allah. I spoke to him like that. I want Jannah for this. And somehow I managed to get out. 2 o'clock in the morning. I go to a hotel. Next morning, I just turn around and say, let's have a look. I find a university Muslim bookshop. I go there. I want to know whether you get the Quran. He says, no. I send a translation. He says, no. And Arabic Quran. He says, no. University Islamic bookshop. No. What have you got? On Islam, nothing. I fumble around. I find Mao's thoughts. Thoughts of Mao. Mao's thoughts. I find the Gospel of St. Mark in the Islamic bookshop. Next door is the Bible Society bookshop. I go there. I say, what Bibles have you got? He said, what Bibles do you want? I said, no, what have you got? What do you want? I said, you got English Bible? He said, yes. You got Arabic Bible? He said, yes. I said, you got Southern Sudanese language? He said, yes. So what do you want? I said, no, I'm only asking. That was 10 years ago. Now I go again, I'm welcome, alhamdulillah. Now I make a beeline for the same university bookshop. Have you got the Quran? No. Translation? No. Arabic Quran? No. What have you got? I found a book, Islam in Africa. That's the subject of this evening's talk. I got that title from there. I'm interested about Islam in Africa. I stand and read abuses on our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu, written by Christian missionaries. Puts Rushdie to shame. Or maybe Rushdie got his inspiration from there. And they're attacking the Sudanese in that book. These are barbarians, uncivilized, uncouth people, savages in that book, and they're selling that. I paid 850 pounds for that book. Don't get frightened, that's like 850 cents, American cents. $8.50. I paid 850 pounds for that book. Next door, Bible Society. I go there, I say, yes. What Bibles you got? I say, what you want? I say, English Bible? I say, yes. I say, how much? 15 pounds. That's 15 pence. That's 15 cents. Actually, 25 American cents. I said, right. My son says, we buy 2 case lots. How much? I said, no reduction in price. So for 25 American cents each, we bought 2 cases of the Bible. 2 cases, 48 altogether. Now I've got the university students. I had given some other course for them. Now, everybody gets a Bible each. Everybody a Bible each. This is your Scud missile. And I'll show you how to prime it, how to use this. This Scud, the enemy is throwing at you, is making you to swallow it. Now I said, how you turn it back on him. Got the Bibles? Everybody, right? I said, now open up. What is this book? This is the Holy Bible. What do you call it in Arabic? Huh? Yes. What is it? Injil. That's Injil. So they said also, Injil. That's right. This is the Injil. I said, open the Injil now. First book of the Injil. Called Genesis. Open chapter 19. Got it, everybody? Got 19? Yes. Verse 30. Look for verse 30. Got it? Say yes. I'm a teacher now. I'm teaching class. Right, read. So he starts reading. Next one. After 2 verses, you. Carry on. And your ears go red. What you're reading. Lut alayhi salam. Hazrat Lut alayhi salam. His daughters are seducing him, having sex with him night after night by getting him drunk. That's that. Right? Mark it in your book. Prime it for use. Same book, don't go far. Genesis chapter 35, verse 22, open. Reuben, one of the sons of Yaqub alayhi salam, he goes and has sex, intercourse with his mother. Mark it. Prime it. You have a bomb, you have to prime it for propulsion. Right, Genesis chapter 38, open. Say, don't go far, the first book of the Bible. Don't go far. First book, chapter 38. You read about Judah, the father of the Jewish race, from whom we get the word Judaism, Judah. He goes along and has sex with his daughter-in-law. So I said, you know what you do? You. I want you to acquaint yourself with this. Now, any Christian comes to you, you ask him, I says, so he wants to argue and debate with you. Ask him, do you know what is incest? Do you know what is incest? Look, the guy's educated, you want to preach about it, he knows what is incest. I-N-C-E-S-T, incest. If he doesn't know, you explain. Father and daughter having sex together, that is incest. You go and have sex with somebody else's wife is adultery, fornication. Right? When you have with your own daughter, that is incest. When you have with your own mother, incest. When you have with your own daughter-in-law, incest. When you have with your own sister, incest. There are more than 4 kinds of incest in the Bible. I said, let me write a book on incest, the types and types of incest that you can commit. And I want to present it to your daughter. I want to present that book to your daughter. What will you do to me? He said, I'll strangle you. So, can God write that? He's telling you how, not only he's telling you about others, about himself, about God himself, what he does. This book, the Holy Bible, read it to the fellow man, read it to him, but now you have to acquaint yourself. And you are now a sitting duck. You are a sitting target for the Christian because you don't know the book. I say, open up Genesis, don't go far. Chapter 21, verse 20, chapter 21. Got it? I say, yes, got it. First book of the Bible, chapter 21. I'm reading. I'm only reading to you. But the names I'm going to change for a while. Names. I won't use the names that are written here. Then I'll give you the names. But listen. And Swaggart, you know Swaggart, our friend, my friend, in America. You know him? And Swaggart visited Murphy, Barbara Murphy. You know that prostitute. Now see, you'll be able to, when you're listening, there's no resistance. If I use other name, you'll say, you'll get 10 stuff. I don't want you to get 10 stuff. I want you to just listen first. And then I'll put the proper name. And Swaggart visited Murphy, as he had said. Jaisa wada kiya tha, waisa, as he had promised, as he had said. And Swaggart did to Murphy as he had spoken. Jo kaha tha, waisa usko kiya. Murphy conceived, she became pregnant. What did Swaggart do to Murphy? What did he do to her that she conceived? Usko bacha, hamal se ho gaye. What did he do to her? You know. Now, let me put the proper names, as in the Bible. And the Lord means God, Khudawand Ta'ala, and the Lord visited Sarah. Ibrahim alayhi salam ke bibi ke paas gaya, visit kar. Like you visiting a prostitute. Like Samson visited Gaza and he saw a prostitute and the Bible says he went in unto her. So now the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken, and Sarah conceived. What did the Lord do to her? What did he do to her? That she conceived. Jo kaha tha waisa kiya, and she conceived. This is the Holy Bible. With this they are catching customers. With this filth and rubbish in the Bible, I can't even tell you openly kya likha hai iske andar. I need a special class, young men who can bear it. And I give you something as a man, plaster this on the enemy. Where is this Zahiruddin Mirza? Us khabis ko bulao mere paas. And I want him to read it to his mother. I say, can you read this to your sister, to your daughter? This is what Allah has given you. Allah is telling you, Kul hatu burhanakum. Usko pucho ke tumhara burhan kahan hai? Where is your proof? And you're not asking him. If he produces the proof, man, look at it and show him, ke khabis, you read this to your mother, you read this to your sister, you read it to your daughter. But you don't know anything. You are like a sitting duck. That guy comes and knocks at your door in your own country and makes a mess of you, and you are helpless. In Pakistan, I said, damn it all, why aren't you waiting for him? Every Christian comes along, invite him home and show him this. He'll leave the country and run away for good. Don't blame the government. They have their ramifications, I don't know what. I'm not sympathetic towards whoever this guy is in charge now. I said, look, they have the problems. Our government, everywhere except for Saudi Arabia, that's the only country in the world, Muslim country, says no churches. No churches in my country. That's the only country in the world who can boast that. Every other country in the world, we know the mess that they're making of us. So, my dear brothers, we have to go and learn. Find out how a Dao Pench, the karate or the judo that guy is trying to apply to you, how you can turn the tables on him. And it's so easy, wallah. It's fun. Wallah, it's fun and it's pleasure. To have the guys coming to your country and you knock hells into Jaud Ma'ilam. Maharo salam. Right, next one.
Assalamu alaikum. just wanted to have your opinion about the riots in Nigeria. Because there were Muslim and Christian riots and there were bloody riots. So what you say about that? What was actually the reason, real reason behind it? Not on the face how many people died and how many people killed.
The latest Times magazine. You get the latest Times magazine. You know, Time magazine in America, they give you the reasons. They talk about militant evangelism by the Christians and Muslim fundamentalism. The Muslim want to say we want to become Pakka Musliman, good Muslims, and the Christians want to change you to become Christians, and the poor Muslim doesn't know how to defend himself. So you lose your patience, and you might want to hit the fellow, and the guy hits you. This is all. The thing is now, I say, arm yourself intellectually, that you will be itching, say, Bhaiya, kahan jata hai? Where you going? You see the mission, come man, come, let's have a cup of tea with me, and uska satyanas. You do the bloody job, that the guy will never knock on a Muslim's door again.